Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the best free VPNs if you live in India. And the reason you might want a VPN if you are in India is in order to access content that's only available outside the country. So for example, if you wanted to be able to access the US Netflix content library, or really the Netflix content library from anywhere in the world, so basically you don't want to be limited to just the movies and TV shows that are available on Netflix in India, you can use a VPN to do that. And not just for Netflix, but for Hulu or Amazon Prime Video, you can use a VPN for pretty much any streaming service and pretty much any website that limits content or limits access to that website based on the location. Another reason you might want to use a VPN is because of India's data collection laws. Basically, as of 2022, all service providers and data centers in India are keeping logs of your personal information, and they're keeping track of everything that you do online in case the government wants it in order to investigate it. So using a VPN is an easy way to avoid this and keep everything you do online completely anonymous. Now, I've done quite a bit of research into the best free VPNs available, and I've narrowed it down to the following three: Windscribe VPN over here, TunnelBear, and Proton VPN. I would say that out of all of the many free VPNs available, these are the best three that you can get. Most free VPNs, at best, they just won't do what they claim to do. They won't have fast speeds and they won't allow you to access streaming content. But in the worst case scenario, the way that they're actually making money is by taking your personal information and selling it to marketers and advertisers, and they're really keeping and storing all of that, which means that if somebody wanted to get to it, if somebody hacked into their system, that could be leaked out over the internet. And I'm not just making that up, that has happened in the past. But these three VPNs are legit. Proton VPN as a company has a really amazing reputation for cybersecurity. They're the ones who made Proton Mail. They have a whole bunch of different products geared towards more security when you're using the internet and have gained a really good reputation. But these three VPNs are legit. Besides for the fact that they all have a really good reputation just in general as being very good VPNs, they all have what's called an audited no logs policy, which means that an outside third-party company has come in and checked out their system and ensured that they're really not keeping any personal information local on their own servers, and they just wouldn't have it if any government or agency would ever try to get it. So Windscribe has been audited, TunnelBear has been audited 7 times, and Proton has also been audited 3 times as of this video. So all of these free VPNs here are safe to use. The thing is that because they do want to get you to move up to their paid plan, each VPN is going to have a certain set of limitations. Now, I would say that Windscribe is the best overall because while you aren't getting access to all of the locations in the free plan, you can see here that these are locked, you do get at least 10 different locations. So you can connect to Miami and New York in the United States, and you have a few other places as well around the world. On top of that, there is a data limit, so you can only use it for 10 gigabytes of data per month. You can get a little bit more if you share a post about them on X, but it's about 10 gigabytes per month. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but for a free VPN, it isn't terrible. And where Windscribe really shines is the features. There is no limitations on the features that Windscribe offers in the free version. So you have a bunch of different connection options. For example, secure hotspot that allows you to share the VPN if you would make your phone or your computer into a hotspot, which is not always possible. There's a feature for circumventing censorship like stealth mode in case you're somewhere where the internet network is restricted. There's a bunch of different protocols. You have, of course, split tunneling and a kill switch. And there's also a whole bunch of different filter options over here for malware, ads and trackers, gambling, clickbait, a whole bunch of different things here. With features, Windscribe is not lacking even in the free version. And very importantly, it's also one of the only free VPNs that will consistently allow you to use it with streaming and torrenting. For example, Proton VPN is a really good VPN. You don't have any data limit, it's unlimited, but you do only get 5 countries that you can connect to. With the free server countries are Japan, Netherlands, Poland, Romania, and United States. That's all you get in the free version. On top of that, you also can't use it if you're going to be streaming content on Netflix like I showed you in the beginning of the video. So while it is a fast and secure VPN, and the paid version of this VPN is actually very solid, in the free version, you are somewhat limited. Likewise, with TunnelBear, you do get a lot of countries. You get about 45 countries, which is the same amount that there is in the paid version. But on the other hand, you're only getting 2 gigabytes of data per month. So it is very limited. And on top of that, TunnelBear is pretty bare bones when it comes to features. There's just not a lot here. You have a kill switch, stealth mode, and split tunneling, and that's pretty much it. There isn't a lot of features going on when it comes to TunnelBear. On the other hand, you do get a lot of those locations. So each VPN here has its ups and downs. You have Proton with the unlimited data, you have TunnelBear, which has a lot of connections, and then you have Windscribe, which to me is a little bit in between those two. You get a nice amount of data, you get a little bit more countries, not as many as TunnelBear, but double the amount that you would get in Proton. So for me, I would say that Windscribe is the best free VPN overall if you're in India and you're trying to get access to content from outside the country. Now, if you were outside of India and you were trying to use a VPN to get access to a server and make it seem as if you're inside of India, unfortunately, there's no free VPN that I can recommend that will do that. And the reason for this goes back to what I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that the Indian government is now keeping track and keeping logs about everything that people do online in the country. You see, when they started doing that, every VPN company that had a server in India decided to leave because they did not want to have to give up their logs to the Indian government. Instead, what they started doing is using something called a virtual server. And that means that the VPN company can have the physical server in a different country. They can have it in the UK or they can have it in Singapore. But when somebody connects to it, it will still seem as if they're in India and they will get an Indian IP address. So for example, ExpressVPN, which is one of the best paid VPNs you can get in my opinion. If you want to find out more about it, I will have more information in the description below about Express. They started using virtual servers for India. They have two of them. One that goes from the UK, and this gives you a server in Chennai, and one that's physically located in Singapore, but that will give you an IP address in New Delhi. So that's how VPNs are allowing people who are outside of India and maybe they want to access Jio Hotstar. It's allowing them to make it seem as if they're in India and get access to those websites. The thing about this is that I wasn't able to find any free VPN that I would feel comfortable recommending to you that offered a server in India. Any reliable VPN that I found only gave access to those virtual servers to India in their paid version. So if you do need a VPN in order to make it seem as if you're in India, then I would recommend getting a paid VPN. And just briefly, the three best paid VPNs that I could recommend to you are the one that I mentioned before, ExpressVPN. There's also NordVPN if you're looking for a VPN with a ton of different features. And if you're on a budget, then I would go with Surfshark. All three of these VPNs also have an audited no logs policy, and they'll all give you access to 100+ countries with really fast speeds, and all of them have servers in India. So if you want to find out more about them, there will be links to full reviews as well as discount links to save you some extra money on them. All of that will be in the description below. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope this helped you out. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one.